Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we're going to have Daniel. Daniel is from Toronto in Canada. So let's see what Daniel has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hello.
Hello Daniel, how are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
Okay Daniel, so just before we start the game, just tell me where are you from?
Okay, I'm here in Toronto, Canada.
Right, and you were born there as well?
Yep, just in a small town about 2 hours outside of here.
Right, and what do you do for a living?
Everything and nothing. I'm a film major by education. I went to film studies. I've worked in the film industry for the last 18, 19 years at film festivals primarily, but also have a background in commercials and post-production. And then I've recently started film consulting the last year, and now am building some futurepreneurial platforms that have a retail component to them.
Tell me a little bit about it, your career right now.
Well, about my career, well, I would say it's been an interesting year, as it has been for everyone. And I kind of use the metaphor that I'm like in a tropical ocean and I'm treading water. You know, I'm paying the bills just barely, but I'm building rafts and I'm putting energy into different rafts and seeing which one I'm building that is going to be the strongest one to take me to paradise, or pull the other ones along and take me to paradise. So it's been a challenge, but I think everyone is experiencing, I think unless you have a full-time job, it's a lot of hustle. So I'm trying to hustle and thrive right now. So doing a lot of different things, and one of them's going to work out really well, I can tell.
For sure, that's for sure. And what's the best part of living Toronto?
Oh my gosh, everything. It's it's the most multicultural place probably on the planet, and it's also the most kind of, I'd say, gender and sexuality free place outside of maybe, you know, Amsterdam or San Francisco. But I would even say from a racialized point of view and also just a gender expression, I think there's a lot more openness here. So it's if you live in the greater downtown, the greater Toronto area, you have a lot of, I think, support for the type of lifestyle, or at least respect for the type of lifestyle you want to lead, and you don't have to worry as much about being, being a victim of violence or abuse or those other things that can kind of happen in Toronto. I feel like I'm in a very safe place. So that's great. And we have I'm a gay dad, and there's tons of queer families all over the place. And I have a network of gay dads that we, not in a pandemic, but at other times, hang out, and we're very close. So, for raising a family that is queer, I think it's a very wonderful place to live.
Very good, very good. And how many kids do you have?
One.
Oh, and what's the name?
His name is Theo, and he's 9 years old.
Wow. For the interview, I will explore a little bit more this side, okay?
Sure.
Right. So, Daniel, welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my lovely box full of random fun questions, okay? So let's play some music just for us to get the mood before the first question. Ready?
Okay.
Let's do it. Right, Daniel, ready for the first question?
Yes.
Right, the first question is, tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were at school.
When I was at school, oh gosh, that was so long ago. I would say I was a film major, so I made a video in my first year that was about all the different personalities kind of in my head and then I had different people I lived in a dormitory, so I had, on our floor we had maybe like 16 of us, so I hired them to be actors to play different parts of my personality. So one of them was the like partier, so Britney Spears music came on whenever she came onto the screen. I had someone who was kind of the shy and reserved person. I'm a Gemini, so I kind of have this balance of being shy and private and then also wild and gay. And then I had like my roommate who ended up coming out to me, being kind of like the person who wanted to find love and happiness. I made this short little video and I met all these people at the elevator and went out with them depending on how I was feeling that day. So that was the fun little video that I made.
Good, very good. Another question for you.
Yes. I haven't danced in so long.
Right, and before the next question, so you are dead and you have a 9-year-old kid, yeah? Was adopted or?
Yes, we adopted him at 8 months.
Cool. And tell me a little bit, how has been the experience since then?
Oh gosh, it's an adventure. It's an adventure. I think I have been blessed with, a little boy who is sensitive and maybe not the most thoughtful kid yet, but he has a really good heart and is really kind to others. And we always try to educate him on different ways that people live their lives and just open. We're kind of like an open book, and he can ask any question that he wants, and we will literally almost talk about anything, really. It's an adventure. Right now he's in virtual schooling, so he's on that wall, my husband's on the other side of the wall, I'm in here, we're all like on our headphones having our conference calls. So it's been a bit of a educational challenge, but we're dealing with it, and we're in lockdown here, so it's a lot of home time and a lot of walks and a little bit of bike rides, and that's about it. but we're all happy. We're just waiting for the time where we can see our friends again. So yeah, it's all right.
Good. Next question for you is, what is your favorite weekend activity?
Oh, like if this was like...
Yeah, like the normal world, let's say.
Well, it's spring, so I would be wanting to get out at night and go and socialize and go out to bars and drink and socialize again, probably. I do that, maybe every other weekend on a Saturday night, and then I stay up really late and have a headache the next day, but I have a good time.
That's what matters. That's for sure.
A good time. As long as it was a good time the night before, then you can deal with it. It's when it didn't go very well the night before that the headache doesn't feel quite as good.
Very good. Another question for you, Daniel. Right, next question is, if you could do something illegal without getting caught, what would you do and why?
Ooh, if I could do something illegal, oh my God. And not get caught, for sure. I would probably cheat to win the lottery.
Good one.
If I knew that I was going to get that, I would find some way to cheat the system that I was the winner. Because I really want to win the lottery right now. That would be really great.
Oh my God, yes, me too.
Me and my husband always say like, oh, so have we won the lottery yet today? Have we won the lottery yet today? We just want to make our lives, as anybody would, easier and more carefree.
Let's say that you managed to kind of go into the system of the lottery and you won the biggest prize. What would be your biggest splurge?
I would love to buy a property in like Amsterdam or Berlin. I would love to live in either of those. I love Berlin. I would, I probably want to buy a property there, or maybe a property in Tuscany. A couple properties, how's that?
Well, you can buy, I mean, you're gonna get the biggest prize. You can buy for sure one in Amsterdam, one in Berlin, and you know, that's for sure. It's gonna be.
I love to buy places where I've gone and visited that I really fell in love with, like Lisbon. I would love to buy a place there. Like
I lived in Portugal for 5 years before moving to London. I was living in Porto.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't say I went really far, but I went day trips in and outside of Lisbon for our dating anniversary, me and my husband, about 4 or 5 years ago. And we just loved it. It was so fun.
Did you visit Sintra? The castles in Sintra? Beautiful.
Yes. And we went, of course, to, what is it called? Casa de Caprica, or the beach?
Costa Caparica, I think is the name, yeah.
Oh yeah, we like that a lot. That was fun.
Yeah, Lisbon is beautiful. Lisbon is a beautiful, beautiful city. Porto, next time when you go to Portugal, Porto is more romantic, more like it's smaller than Lisbon. It's like 300 kilometers from Lisbon in the north. But yeah, Portugal is a beautiful country, that's for sure. Another question for you. Let's do it. Okay, Daniel, just before the next question, so far, what's the most memorable lesson you learned from your child?
For my child?
From him.
Oh, from him. I would say to enjoy the moment. You know, just enjoying being in the present moment and engaging with him or whatever we're doing fully and making sure you're present. I've had a lot of mental health challenges over, my years, and just being able to focus on that children don't have this kind of higher level of worry about things, and that you can connect with them and enjoy those moments right in them, I think has been the biggest thing when I'm feeling disconnected. That's a good way to reconnect. Okay.
Next question for you is, what is the silliest thing have you ever posted online?
That I've ever posted online?
The silliest thing that you ever posted online.
Okay, so silly, not sexy, silly. Okay.
Why? Do you have sex things as well that you post in there?
I would have more to say about that one. Silly, I don't know, probably just showing off just jumping up and down in these stupid little shorts I have. I don't know. I don't know if I've done anything really silly. I would say I do things that are more sexy on there.
Right.
Yes.
You can tell me a little bit about it then. What's the sexy thing that you ever posted online?
Well, I mean, everyone has their public, Instagram account. I have a private one that is kind of like based on I would say kind of my Gemini, my other half type of personality that's more sexualized, and it's at Beta Wolfie, if anybody cares. So it's kind of like a wolf type of personality. And so I know, just enjoy kind of like acting out that kind of personality in my nightlife, and then in my, private posts, just, sharing fun images, talking about like whatever, silly things, sexy things about just being gay and issues that you can have. So follow me if you want to see more of that.
Very good. Are you enjoying the show so far?
Oh yeah, it's totally fun. Yeah.
Great. Let's get another question then. Next question is, what do you think are the best traits for a person to have?
Ooh, I could say lots of stuff about this. I would say that you have to have the same, whenever you connect deeply with someone, whether it's just a friendly relationship or it's more, I think you really have to appreciate the values that they have and that you're on the same basis in terms of like respecting one another, being open and honest, communicating when you're feeling, just being open with your communication is like the number one thing. Me and my husband have been together for 22 years, and it has been about communication and being open to even having those uncomfortable things or those little arguments. The fact that you argue is actually a good sign because it helps you work out your problems. And we always go back whenever we have issues with other people in our lives, or we hear other stories where people have had relationships work or don't. It's like they always had trouble communicating and being honest about their feelings, and that's been a reliable thing for us to look back to, even at our worst moments, that we were able to sit down, even if we needed time to sit down and come back to the table and keep speaking with one another.
I agree. I think communication is the main key of everything in life.
But it's amazing how little we communicate, or how much we think we're communicating to other people, but we're not actually, or we're not saying what we actually think. We're saying and doing things because we're wondering what they will think, and you're trying to prepare yourself, but you need to be honest with your own thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you're just being not yourself, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Makes sense. Next question, let's do it. Right, tell me a little bit about your creative design platform you're working right now.
Yeah, I'm working on something called the queershoppingnetwork.com. It is a online discoverability hub, so a place for LGBTQ plus creators. If they're creating products or they have a business and they have services, it is a place for that community to find other businesses and support them, you know, buying their things, but also for your queer positive friends, family, work colleagues, that they all have a place. It's kind of a meeting point for anybody who wants to support queer business. And so there isn't, at least in my research, I haven't really found something that matches this idea. And so I'm building it right now. It's Pride Month here. I don't know if it is in the rest of the world, but it is in North America in June. So I'm building a platform to launch, to encourage vendors to come and sign up for it, to start putting their products on and start other people to start discovering them in June. So I have a whole bunch of things going on. So it's keeping me very, very busy right now. But it has already an online store, and that's where this hat is, that's where the shirt is, that's where these pants are. So if anybody likes kind of queer positive fitnesses, I love my rainbow family. So, you know, I think that speaks generally to a lot of people. And why wouldn't you want to buy something for your gay child or for your gay parent, or, you know, whatever it is. I think there's kind of universal love that can be told through what you're wearing, you know? People start talking to me because I'm wearing this. People start talking to me who are queer, saying, I love that shirt, where did you get it? And I say, I saw that these weren't being made, so I started to make them.
Very good. Next question for you is, if you could change something in yourself, what that would be and why?
I wish I could just have more confidence in myself. When you are trying something new, and just having faith that something is going to work out and having a good plan for it is always a challenge. I find I've just become like kind of an entrepreneur in the last 4 or 5 months, and so it's very new territory, so there can be a lot of worry and anxiety about what's going to work out. So I think, and some people just come with this kind of do everything, nothing's holding you back. It tends to be white, straight men because they've always had all the power kind of in their world. And so anyone who's been marginalized, I think, always feels that they aren't worth, they don't have enough value to bring to the world. So it's kind of having a confidence that I have a story, I have ideas, and these are valid to a community of people that might want to share with them. So I think having confidence that all of that is going to work out is kind of, you know, something that every day I need to work on to be confident in that. So I just wish it was more natural.
I think that just the fact that you know that is already halfway of the journey worked it out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to like get into your head and never really take that time out to think about it. So
it's like accepting as well. When you accept it, I think you know about the issue is there. Not, I don't call it an issue. I just call like a, you know what I mean, something that is kind of make you feel more insecure or not confident. But just the fact you know when you accept it is already a good journey.
There, I hope so. I hope so. I believe it.
Good. Another question.
Yeah.
Great. Next question for you is, if you could have dinner with anyone, living or not, who that would be and why?
I would probably had a lot of people say this, or not. I would love to have lunch with Ellen DeGeneres.
Why?
I love Ellen. Even though everything's controversial right now, she was my inspiration to like coming out. And when she came out on TV, I was this close to coming out to my parents. We were all watching the show, and I was like in my pillow going, "Argh!" I just wanted to tell them. It wasn't quite, I was only in grade, I don't know, 11 or 12, so I wasn't quite ready. But yeah, I've read all of her books before she came out, and you know, I've always been a follower of her, and I just think she's funny. And my sister always says that I'm like the boy version of Ellen. So I'm like, all right, I gotta meet my like famous twin here. I like to dance too.
Have you ever been in her show?
No, oh no, I've only been to LA once. I would absolutely if I could. So maybe one day in the future, if she still has a show going.
I'm gonna blow your mind out now.
Yes, are you?
She's already been on the show. On this show.
He has been?
I'm joking, look your face, I wish.
Oh, I was,
In the future, you never know, imagine.
I hope so, I hope so, I wish it.
No, imagine she watching this interview when it goes live one day. Imagine as well, she'd be so, like, happy to know that it's...
She'd be like, I have to meet you, and what is this queer shopping network? And I want to give you $1 million to help you out.
Never know, you never know. It's through the universe, you know, when it's up the universe, it's gonna happen, that's for sure.
Absolutely. There are stranger things that have happened. You know, they talk to random people all the time. I could be that random person someday. I would love it. I would cry.
Right, I have 3 questions left for you, okay, Daniel? Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question for you is, what's the best advice have you ever given?
The best advice. I think the best advice is to know when you're going through something difficult that it will pass. And having faith that the world will keep going, and whatever troubles you're having, tomorrow is a new day to make a choice for yourself to live a better life. And I've used that for myself. I'm sure someone told me that. But just to know that you have the power to make certain choices to make your life better. You can choose not to the next day, but you could choose to make that, whether it's eating better, working on your mental health, exercise, socializing, you have a choice to make a difference in your life. So that, I feel like that would be my kind of best. You do have that power. You do have the willpower to do it.
I agree. Good. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Again?
I heard rainbow.
Before the next question, tell me, so it's been 22 years with your partner, yeah?
Yes.
And what's the I'm gonna ask the same question as regarding your kids. What's the most memorable lesson you learned from him?
I would say, I mean, I already said just to be in the moment with him, but I would say I'm just learning how to be a cool dad and get involved in the things that he's interested in. So his telling me about the cool things on his iPad or the games that he watches or the YouTube, getting me involved, and I have gotten involved, creates a really strong bond. For us, I think it's easy to have your kid go off on their iPad and go play for hours, but I try to ask him questions about what he's doing and he shares it back, and so we have a really nice relationship built on something that he's genuinely interested in. So I would say him sharing that with me and me showing interest would be kind of like what he's giving me.
Good. Next question is, if you could ask for a miracle, what that would be?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I think we all have the same wish right now for that. God, a miracle. I would wish that we all focused on the environment and making products and all working together to support the planet to survive for our kids and our kids' kids, rather than fighting for power in politics. I think at the end of the day, we're going to get to a point where the politics won't matter anymore because we will be suffering as a result of climate change. And so I wish there's just more investment and care in the environment, and equality of people, that everybody should be on equal footing, not just the rich nations. And, COVID has brought out those inequalities even more to the public. So let's make the world a better place, like Michael Jackson had said. Heal the world.
Yes. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ready for the last one?
Yes.
Let's do it, Daniel from Toronto. Right, just before the last question, what's the most challenging part of being a gay dad, if there is any, in your opinion?
Oh, there's always a challenge. I would say making sure that my own history of growing up gay and dealing in society with it, that I don't transfer that to my kid. And I want him to be proud of his family. I want him to be proud that he has 2 dads. I want him to be equipped to deal with the problems that come up. He's at an age where people might start to make him feel different, and that he feels comfortable and safe and loved, and that I'm not pushing on any of my past fears. I want him to not have the trauma that I had growing up, and just to be proud about who he is. He doesn't have to go out and wave a flag or anything, but I want him to feel that he's loved and cared for, and that even what other people say, he knows that this is what is real and this is what is more important than other people's opinions.
Good. Last question for you is
another one? You keep asking me questions.
No, this one was just like a free question.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Last one now, the last, I promise. What makes you the most proud?
What makes me the most proud? I would, gosh. I would say that I'm proud of where I have got in my life circumstance, and where I'm going professionally. I've had lots of like mental health challenges the last 5 or 6 years, and I think I've finally figured out what the tools are that I need for me to be all my true self. So I'm proud that I've come out of some very, dark depression, anxiety places, and I'm at a place where I've accepted what that is and that I have to always be working on it. And I can't turn it off and put it away and think it's going to go away. I always have to be aware of my mind and my brain and how I'm feeling and my emotions that I'm feeling. So I'm proud of where I've got to right now. I'm doing lots of cool stuff, and I wouldn't have come to this place if I hadn't gone to some of those darker places. So I'm just glad I pulled myself out and that I've been able to hopefully succeed. We will see.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Daniel, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the quick thinking game. Okay, so I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind related to this one. Okay?
Okay.
Let's start with family.
Caring.
Money.
Money. Nah.
Okay. How about love?
Forever.
Life.
Miraculous.
Sex.
Needed.
Politics.
Improving.
Religion.
Open.
Friendship.
Unexpected.
Fear.
Mindfulness.
Wow. Regrets.
Pass.
Okay. Desire.
A lot.
Success.
Imminent.
Wish.
Realize.
Happiness.
Continuing.
How about if I say Toronto?
Welcoming.
Good one. I've been there once, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, my best friend, he lives in Montreal. And first time I went to Canada, I explored a little bit around Toronto the first time I went to Canada. Next one now. Gay dad. One word.
Knowledgeable.
Wow, I like that. And the last one now. Ellen DeGeneres.
Game changer.
Great. Right, let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely husband, and I'm going to ask him, tell me the most beautiful thing about Daniel and tell me something that he needs to improve on. What do you think he'll tell me?
Oh no. Closing all the cupboard doors. I never close them. They're always open this much everywhere.
Even after 22 years, you didn't get it there, the sign yet.
That's the way my brain works. I go on to something else before I close the door.
And what's the most beautiful thing about you, he'll tell me?
I would say my childlike enthusiasm.
Cool.
Very enthusiastic. I'm like a little kid when I get excited about things.
I'm sure that compensates the fact that you don't close the drawers, that's for sure.
Yeah, off to something else.
Right, let's play now Daniel and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question, okay? But right, you can ask me a question now, Daniel, from Toronto.
Did you ever have braces?
Wow, I love the question. I love the question. I'll tell you why. I've done interviews over almost 400 people worldwide, and no one asked this question yet.
Because you have such nice teeth, you can't help but wonder.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I did have when I was, I think, around 19 years old. So yes, I did. I did.
I always see these commercials to like get the clear, like teeth things, and I say when I have enough money, I'm going to do it. I've been wanting to do it, but like I need to make sure I really have enough money to do it. I don't need it, but I just want it.
Funny. Right. Did you have a good time, Daniel? Did you enjoy the show?
Of course. Yes, lots of fun. It makes me want to watch other people's stories as well.
Thank you. Thanks so much for taking the time to do this interaction with me. By the way, a few days ago, there was an interview on the show released with a gay dad as well. They adopted two children from Scotland, and he talks about during the show about how was the process. It was quite hard. They went to go through, through your life for long, and you need to go through some memories in life that was hidden there, was left there for a while. And I found fascinating the way he was explaining about the whole process, which is quite hard, isn't it? It's quite hard too. It's not like I'm gonna adopt a child.
Oh yeah, it's different. It's different depending on your country for sure.
He said that.
Yeah. So I mean, I think we were very lucky with our process, but it was a lot of time. It took a lot of time.
Yeah.
It was going to work out eventually. It just took a lot of paperwork for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But in the end, it's just worth it when you get to the point.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh, I feel I was crying the day after we actually met his birth parents. We were sitting just having lunch after, and I just was like crying. I just like pinched me. Like, we are just so lucky. I've tried to be a good person my whole life, and I just feel like it's coming all together for my son, this little boy that's coming into our lives. So it just felt like, in a way, my kind of cosmic reward for being a good person. And he's such a lovely child to be a parent to.
Oh, that's beautiful. Very beautiful. Before you go, Daniel, would you mind to share a positive quote or a positive message, something that inspires you?
Well, I do have something that I put up here on my wall, and it says, "We win or we learn." So you either succeed at something, or what you think is succeeding, or you learn how to succeed at it. So failures are not always failures; they're learning opportunities.
Very good. Thank you very much for the time, Daniel. Thanks for taking the time to do this interview with me, and keep in touch. And
okay, sounds great.
It was a pleasure. Thanks so much for the time, okay?
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Keep well. Take care.
See you later. Bye.
Bye-bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why do you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.